Welcome back to the channel, guys. Mr. H here for Spawn. We've got loads of news about Spawn, and rather than do 3 separate videos, which is what I could do, what I would normally do, I wanted just to sit down and talk through it all, because there's so many conflicting reports. Todd McFarlane is saying some stuff, saying others, and it's going round and round in circles. So, lots to talk about. If you don't know what I'm talking about here, Spawn, obviously creator Todd McFarlane has been wanting to make his own Spawn movie for some time. In fact, it's been going now, well, there's been years of talks, but it started to move quite rapidly, or we thought it was quite rapidly, probably about 12 months ago. There would talk about Jamie Foxx, Jeremy Renner, quite, key roles, key actors interested in this project. Now, it seems it's dead in the water. But is it? Who knows? Let's talk about it. Todd McFarlane is supposedly putting up his own money for this film. The majority of. Then there was some rumours and rumblings that he wasn't happy with other investors, so they're not on board anymore because they wanted to change it too much. There was even talk of Netflix. Just sort of like, it's literally just gone round and round in circles forever. So where we're at now, Todd McFarlane reveals what Jason Blum has told him about the Spawn movie. So I'm going to read this report first, which is an interview with, at SDCC with comicbook.com, as far as I'm aware. And then I'm going to give you another update, which will probably contradict a lot of this stuff. Alright, so what happened was, we had Todd McFarlane sat down, and he says, I've talked to Jason Blum, who's attached to produce. He said to me before, when I just get wound up, he's like, Todd, the movie will get made when it's ready. McFarlane, this is what they said to comicbook.com, and he says that almost like a mother, father, he's like, believe me, I've been through that. I can now hear him going, I used to be like you, I want everything done yesterday. It says, but that's not how this all works. It's a grind, and so eventually, when it gets to where it has to, and money and the people, it had just happened, and then once they say yes, then we get to have the joy of making it, right? But the sausage making, if you will, is this development hell that literally thousands and thousands of people have been invited to, probably since the dawn of cinematography or cinema. So I'm not unique in wanting to hurry up. Now, there was that. And then the other piece was this. Spawn Reboot might have to turn to Kickstarter. What? So you've got someone signed on as a producer. You've got your own money invested. You've got apparently Jamie Foxx and Jeremy Renner attached. But you might have to get Kickstarter. I'm confused. What's going on? So McFarlane spoke about the proposed movie's progress at SDCC 2019 and revealed that his ballpark budget is currently way out of Blumhouse's likely spend limit. So it's no wonder that Blumhouse are turning around to him and saying, yeah, it'll get made when it's ready. Basically when you butcher your story to pieces or just get some more money. What? So anyway, it says, let me see if I can just go real quick. Spawn movie, right? When are you going to make a Spawn movie? When are you going into production? My answer is yesterday, yesterday, yesterday. I need 20 million to make this movie. I don't have all of it. I have to ask people for money, and once you ask people for money, they get to have a say in it. Like I said, it's a little bit of an uphill battle, because again, I just want to do this little dark R movie, and they like those PG-13 success movies. Your movie could still be a success even though it's an R rating, mate. You know, like, that is a thing. So, I find this to be quite interesting. And here's his comments about Kickstarter. But don't you find it surprising? You know, that Blumhouse is saying all these other things to him, and yet, currently now, he's saying he needs 20 million and Blumhouse isn't really... They're not... Well, potentially they're involved, but it's out of their spend limit. So what does he need then? Because we turn to this, right? And he says, here's what I'll do. I'll do it as a Kickstarter. And here's the Kickstarter. I need 20 million people to give me $1. But that's your entire budget. So what's Blumhouse doing? What are you doing? Where's the finance coming from? I'm so confused. And I will make this movie, and when I get the money back, I'll return the dollar back to you, and you will be my producers. And all I'll need is the distribution. That's doable today. I don't get why Ryan Gosling doesn't do that for any of his movies. I need 20 million of you to give me $1. Are you kidding? He'd have it in an hour and could go do his thing. But people in the system are beholden to it, and they have obligations, and the guy on the outside, me, goes, I'm only going to give them so much time, and then I'm just going to come up with some crazy idea. So, and again, interesting, it's worth noting that back in 2017, McFarlane said his Spawn movie only needed a $10 million budget. He doesn't know what he's doing at all. Because then we talk about this. It just expands even further. So what happened was, oh dear God, right. Spawn is celebrating the big 300 soon. Todd McFarlane is making a big event in more ways than one. That said, he's going to get a new reboot film coming down the pike with Blumhouse, apparently, because that might not happen anyway. And fans are eagerly anticipating seeing what Spawn will look like in the film. The character will be played by Jamie Foxx, apparently. And while we didn't get to see the costume up close just yet, because nothing's been made, because he doesn't even have a budget, McFarlane gave a few hints about the new look to comicbook.com at San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, Jim, here's what I would say. That some of the stuff that we came up with, I could argue is already there, right? You maybe have to be a little bit of a geek guy. I mean, there are 300 issues, right? I've always said that everything I put into this movie has at some point been in the book. It just might have been a panel or a page or a scene. It wasn't a methodology, it was just like, that's it. I've imprinted this piece. Tonality, this look visually, already into the blue. My God. And so, for me, it was when we came up with it, I went, hey, let me show you some stuff. And I took all these pieces, and then I go, what can you do with it, Greg? And then we came up with this sort of cocktail that is now this look there. But is there really going to be anything? Because how can there be? I'm so confused. Anyway, he says some of it may come a little closer to it. Maybe post the movie or something like that, possibly. But like I said, I think I can almost point to some of the panels and some of the artwork over the last 25 years that have been part of this one mythology. Because I have to give that to Greg Nicotero. Here's what I think he looks like. I picked it and then he went from that, right? So I thought it turned out cool. It takes too long. Someday when the cameras aren't here, I'll share those visuals with you. Is it happening? I don't think so. I would be really surprised if this happens. Like, genuinely surprised. It doesn't sound like it's happening. You got these two reports here at comicbook.com, and then you got this one saying he needs a Kickstarter. So what's going on? We go from 10 million to 20 million. We go from him funding it all himself, to Blumhouse co-producing, to now him needing to do an entire Kickstarter for the whole budget. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but in his, in how he talks and things like that, I think he might, I don't know, I think he might really be quite stressed out about it, I don't want to say he's having like a breakdown or anything like that, but he is all over the place with how he's discussing it all. And it's either that he doesn't really know what to say because he knows that it's a failure and is dead in the water, or it's just that he's so flustered and he's like pulling his hair out with it all. One of the two, but I'm sure you can see why I wanted to do this in one big video now rather than 3 separate little things, because this is just all over the show. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Is this something you're looking forward to? A lot of people don't like Jamie Foxx in the role. Due to apparent racism. I don't know. I need to look into it. So a lot of people are not happy with Jamie Foxx, but I like Jeremy Renner. He's a great actor. If you haven't seen Wind River, go and watch him in that. He's fantastic in that. He's actually a really, really good actor, and he earned a great deal more respect from me with his answers doing the Avengers Endgame rounds with Brie Larson. They were hilarious. So I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. If you are new here, please do hit subscribe. Also, just as a heads up, I did actually make another video. It's already uploaded, but it is demonetized. I'm just sat waiting for that to be reviewed. So if it doesn't get reviewed in time, I'll probably release another video as well to keep you guys up to date, entertained, you know, brimming with content. So anyway, make sure you hit that bell notification icon to stay up to date on everything that I do here on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Mr. H. Take care.